Hi everybody, it's Talk to Me Tuesday, and it is actually Tuesday. Yay, did it. Sorry, that was really weird. I have mostly been making clothes this week. Hope you're all okay and that the weather is not awful where you are, or snowy or horrible. I have been making clothes. I've made another bag, and some other bits and pieces. But I remembered why I don't like making clothes. And it's because there's so much fabric that you have to deal with in your machine, and you're trying to get the hems right, and nothing seems to want to be right. And then the serger is wonderful, the overlocker is wonderful, but it kind of goes and you go with it, and then you can't make a mistake. And so I have made some stuff which I will show you. Jules, I took your advice and I kept the skirts that I've made, although they are long, because I don't have legs. Well, I do have legs. That sounds really weird. I don't have legs. Sorry. I don't have ankles, is what I'm trying to say. My legs kind of go bump. And so if I finish anything mid calf, it just looks really, really weird. And I'm slightly shorter than you. I'm 5'1", just about. That's generous. And if I don't go to the sort of ankle, just things make me look really stumpy and horrible, and I'm just then really uncomfy. So, but I did take your advice and kept the material from being too flowy. So I have made this skirt, which is just a navy, I think it's like a scuba fabric. I'm a little bit worried it's going to be too thick, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I have made this one, which is definitely not too thick. It's a like a crinkle fabric. It's got the, I don't know how to show it to you. There you go, that kind of see it there. It's got like the crinkled. So I made this one. I have made this one, which is just a pretty grey with roses. And some of these I've actually hemmed. So this one I've actually hemmed properly because the fabric was as such. This one I've just hemmed it with my serger, and I'm leaving it like that. I quite like it. I think it looks cool. And I'm lazy. I made this one, which is just a grey t-shirt material, and then the waistband is blue ribbing, but there's elastic in there as well, because I never find that the ribbing keeps things up properly on me. And I have this one, which is also navy, and it has stripes going down because I'm a big lass, and stripes going round make me look really, really silly. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skirts I made. And then I was going to make some covers, coveralls, and I've got this blue material, and I made my standard kimono toppy thing, but it was really baggy, and the skirts are quite flowy, and then if I put a top on underneath the skirts, and then I've got a baggy coverall, it just looks really weird. So this was my prototype, and I even stitched a bit of elastic in the back to try and gather in some of the excess material, but I really didn't like it. So that was fail number 1. Then I made this one, which is the same sort of material, but there's absolutely no stretch to it. And because there's no stretch to it, it failed around the arms. So that was fail number 2. The black one, same thing. There was a bit of stretch in this one. It's quite a stretchy fabric, but it just looked weird. So that was fail 3. And then I have this fabric, which I was hoarding this fabric. It's beautiful. It's like I don't know if you can see it. It's like a sky colour with these kind of pink and white roses in it. I don't know what fabric it is, but it's beautiful. It's all floaty. And I made a top out of that, which is like can't see me now because I'm behind there. It's just a kimono type top with a shorter sleeve. So I made that, and I've just realised I didn't hem the arms. So it has to come back out. Bottoms. Okay, so I made that one, which I actually really like because I think the material just really works for that kind of top. So that was my one success on those tops, and I've actually caved and ordered, because I was really not enjoying the process of dressmaking. I caved and ordered a couple of shrug type things that I'll be wearing in America. I made 2 t-shirts because, you know, wouldn't be a week without t-shirts. These ones are for me. So it's just this white top, and it has Foolish Mortals, which is from Haunted Mansion. So it's one of the portraits from the Haunted Mansion, because I love that ride. It's one I remember from going to Disney years ago. And then I had to have a Star Wars one, so choose wisely. Got made for me on this pretty blue kind of floaty top. So I made those, and then because I'll be there for a week in April with no sewing machine, which is going to be very strange for me, and 2 weeks in July, I probably will be taking cross stitch with me, and I wanted to make a holder for my cross stitch. This was my first prototype, and it's not the one that's going to come with me because it doesn't do quite what I wanted to do. But I just made a case, I suppose, with a ribbon. I'm going to take out the cross stitch that's in here because you don't really need to see all of that. And I just put some felt inside with some pins that I use for counting, and then the felt also holds the loose bits of thread. There's a zipped pouch in here which is lined with felt to hold more thread, and then this side I've got a pouch which holds my little teeny tiny pair of scissors, but I need to check those before I go to make sure I can actually fly with those. And then this green pouch at the bottom has a magnet in it so that the needle kind of can stay on the magnet, but it's not big enough for my current pattern, so I've got loads of different bits of fabric hanging about, thread hanging around. So although I do like it, and I think it'll be a great little kind of supplies case, I want to make a bag for it to go into so that I've got my cross stitch all together, because my current patterns don't fit in it. And my current pattern, I will show you what I'm currently working on. I need to make sure I don't show you the pattern. I'll hold it back here, so that's what it looks like. I'll turn it quick and I'll do it again. It's a pattern from an Etsy seller called Good Morning Maui, and it is all of the portraits from Haunted Mansion that you cross stitch. I don't know why I did that. Cross stitch. So there's those. I also made a smaller backpack for my daughter. So this was finished late last night in the same fabric as my bag, because she fell in love with my fabric. So this is just the same pattern as my husband's bag, but smaller. It doesn't have the mesh pocket inside because I opted just to have a standard pocket for her. She doesn't really need a mesh pocket, and I didn't have any mesh. It's not perfect. It all got a little bit drifty because I didn't have as much of the foam interfacing as I would need, so I had to piece together in the back, so it's kind of a bit loose, but she loves it and it will be a good park bag for her. However, I don't know who I thought I was making a backpack for, because I gave her this long extension for her thing, and she, you know, it fits her with no extension, so I need to cut this off and shorten it a little bit, make it so that she can have an extension, but not quite this long. This is actually, this length of black is actually longer than my daughter. Don't know what I was thinking last night. So yes, so I have that. Aside from that, I haven't got anything. That's all I've made this week. I have Scotch guarded the bags that I previously made, which took me a little while. What else has been happening? I think that's it. And now I'm at a bit of a loss because I don't really have anything else to make at the moment. As I said, I want to try and do a different sewing bag, but that won't take long because it's just a bag. I might try and get some clear vinyl to make a bag for it, but I don't know. I think I finished making for Disney, at least this trip. There will be more t-shirts and things when I come back from Disney because I'll need to do some Harry Potter ones. Ah, what a shame. Because I have no Harry Potter ones at the moment for the new trip. I think that's it. It's gloriously sunny here at the moment. It's just trying to decide what it's doing. But today we have proper spring sunshine, a bit of wind, but you know, mostly spring sunshine. That is it for me. I hope you are all well. I hope you are all having a fantastically crafty time. I think I've got one video left to comment on from last week, but I think I'm caught up mostly. And yes, I will see you all next week on a Tuesday maybe. Who knows, because I'm just weird and wacky like that. And I don't know what's happened today in this video. I've obviously gone a bit mad. I'm blaming Disney. And to answer a lot of people's questions, yes, my husband does think I'm insane because he doesn't know when so much planning has gone into a holiday. He thinks I'm mental, I think. But hey, he signed up. He put the ring on it. It's done. He's stuck with it now. And yes, I am slightly insane. Oh, on a final note and a sad note, I just wanted to express my sadness at Luke Perry passing. He was the reason I started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer way back when the film came out, which was a truly awful film, but he was quite good in it. And I love that film for its cheesiness. And so he was the reason I started watching Buffy, and that sort of set me down the geek chic life of fandoms and obsession with programs, and I'm still living that obsession. So it's very sad that he's passed away, and you know, I hope his family are. I don't hope anything because it's rubbish, but yeah, bless him. Only young, very sad. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep going on about how sad it is. I'll see you all next week. Bye.